Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory Experimental Update 3. Now, last time I was clear cutting a whole area for making a new factory, and well, it took a lot of time to work on that project. I lost interest a couple of times. There were bugs in the game that hindered my progress and hindered my will to continue building it. But I finally managed to do it, and it's all done. I'm happy to report that it is all done. As of right now, I'm standing on an observation platform, as you can see here, and I'm looking down on everything that I've built so far. We have the concrete plant over here. We have the copper factory here. We have our rather new train station with water extractors. The whole steel factory over there with the failed attempt of making a biomass coal generator setup. The proper coal generator over there. My first attempt at a coal generator setup. The outpost for quartz, and finally my first ever factory in this run, the iron factory. Now, today we have a little bit of a different thing to show. We have the coal generator. That is my baby. That's the thing that I've been working on for so long. Now, sadly, I recorded a video that was corrupted by stuttering, and so you did not see me turning on the factory and debugging everything. But honestly, it was just a lot of debugging and a lot of missing pipes and pumps that I had to put in. So I think it's not that big of a loss. So it's just working already. I will just show some key points of it, and well, for the rest, that's life. I also, as you might have already seen, if you remember the layout a bit, I've started a new project down there. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to zoom in. This is a new project for making steel, but more to that a little later. Also, give me my cup back. I want my cup back. There we go. So let's just see. I do not want to fight the hog, if possible. Won't come for me. So yeah, we have a simple water extractor setup over there. Let me just show you. So it's nothing special from the inside, it's just a bit more open than I'm used to. So let me just show you from here. This is a small crater lake with 12 extractors here, as you can see on the map. This is the small one here. I'm also fully using that one and a little bit of this big one here. Now, the bug I had with Satisfactory is that in some places water extractors were not placeable, and it just happened to be exactly those 3 craters that I used for my factory. My factory spans from about down here, up there, over here, and like this, such a rectangle. And I started using that water there, and then they made an update in the game, which luckily then fixed the water extractor placement. So I can now use this one, and it looks so much better this way. Whoa, don't you dare. How did you dare? They're smart. They started figuring out how to get up ramps and everything. So yeah, generally I'm collecting the water in pipes here and then bring it up to these kind of water tower things where it's pumped up and goes through a wall. And I will also show you what's in that wall. It will lead straight into these water tanks or fluid buffers. And from here, it's then distributed left and right. And this is also the place, as you might have seen a glimpse of, for the distribution, or rather the place where stuff goes up. We have the water pipes that go up and the whole belts going up. And that is the floor of the generators. But yeah, I just love making these corridors. It looks so nice when you walk through them. Also, on these sides, we have a rather open and large area for the distribution. We have a line with coal supply, a line with water supply. And yeah, that's basically it for the infrastructure down here. And for now, I only have one way to go further up, which is by the help of these ladders. Go to this floor with the machines back to back, supplied by this line of power poles. And up here, also my favorite part of this place is the walkway and foundations where you can overlook all your generators. It's very easy also to access the generators this way. So, and also as you can see, I have quite a lot of capacity now with very little usage. So it was well worth doing that. Very nice indeed. And you can also see always the generators producing the smoke, so you know that it's working. And just in general, I feel like it looks very nice. Looking at all those generators. And also if we go around this side, as you can see, these are all hooked up to the wall here. On this side, we have one wall too much. Killing me. Another one too much. We have this side with the... Can't actually see it through the glass. It's sad. Here we go. The coal miner. One of them, second and the third. They bring it all in here, and from there it's distributed. That looks silly. I think I need to fix that somehow. But not now. On this side, however, we have water extractor lake. This is the medium-sized crater here. And this one fits 30 water extractors in there. I thought that I would need way more space for it, but well, it works pretty easily this way. And these three are in the biggest crater, and most of this water is unused, so I was thinking that I might also make another train station with water extractors, as I made somewhere over there, down, and use that water for other reasons. I don't know yet what. Maybe one of the future projects might use that water. But also, I don't know where to put a station yet and everything, so that's really just an idea, nothing more yet. As you can see, I also made some kind of roofing. It's definitely not the most elegant, but I think it is nice enough. Then down here, called too far, we have the access for the kickstart power. I have 18 coal generators just hooked up to the miner, to the water extractors and the pumps, so that in case I overblow the coal generators, not the power system, that water and coal still continues going, and I simply need to resolve power issues and then hit the switch again without ever starving my setup. Now, over here we have the properly connected power, so the main power from this whole beast is then transferred over there, and finally, as you cannot see behind this rock, to the Ethereum plant. I hear spider. No, that's the worst lag ever. Why are you running away? Come back. I seem to have a lot of lags all of a sudden. It just doesn't want me to fight the spider. Oh well. I still won without getting hit, so... yeah, this is basically it for the coal generator. As I've also already pointed out, there's more spiders. That's not what I was pointing out, but I just heard them. I had to say something. They're not scary or anything, it's just... if you don't actually look at them, they can give you a spook. I hear more. Well, let's just get in the car and go, then I can talk in peace. So as I was wanting to say is, I've already mentioned that I was starting another project, and this is for steel. I have concrete in place, I have copper in place, and since I decided that I will not be using any iron, because using iron is pointless since you can make everything with steel. I started a factory to make heavy oil residue. Oh, damn it. I crushed myself and I'm still standing on myself. Alright, so there's this recipe for steel that is absolutely amazing. You can make it the fastest out of all of the available ones out of iron ore and petroleum coke, which, as you can see, is made from heavy oil residue. Now you might say, well, that's not a very efficient setup, and well, I think you're wrong with that because the heavy oil residue is actually a very good item. You can make quite a lot of it from simple oil, and as you can see, you also make more heavy oil residue than, for example, plastic or rubber, which is nice. So I really think this is a good recipe. And also you can use the polymer resin then to make rubber and plastic. And you can also use the heavy oil residue to make fuel in multiple ways. So this is the normal way to make fuel this way. But the better one is to make packaged fuel. You can just add some water to some residue and get packaged fuel. And this conversion basically at least doubles your potential output for fuel. Because if you were to make just fuel from residue itself, it is a 6 to 4, and here it's a 1 to 2. It just needs water, and water is cheap, inexpensive, is everywhere. You can easily produce it, and this is just such a great recipe. Shout out to Alexandru from the Facebook group that pointed this out to me. Thank you very much. And from this, then you unpackage it and make turbo fuel. I intended to use this recipe first to make it straight from heavy oil residue, but this turned out to be way better because you just have so much more fuel that you can turn into turbo fuel. And the usage of the compacted coal is also not so much different. So yeah, these are my plans. I'm starting with steel by making the heavy oil residue, and that's where I'm going right now. Always nice from here where you see everything that you've built. Really cool. Well, almost everything. The oil and plastic factory are not shown here. I actually did not check my health bar. Smart. Be right back. Here we go. We're back out here and on the way. I actually reloaded an older save because I didn't want to bother with running back here and potentially getting myself killed on the way from all the bugs and spitters and everything, so it's easier that way. I had to fight a big spider again, which was nice. I really need to make a ramp here. Sometimes it's really hard to get over. I like this part. Whee! Oh yeah. I decided to build a new factory there because I know that it's a great place for a train station, as I've done that in the past, another playthrough. And this station is actually a little bit different than the others because there's not much space. I wanna show you right now. There's not much space here, right and left, because here's this rock, and afterwards there's a smaller hill over there. So I decided to make it this way that we have the straight tracks leading on here, and instead of a double-sided station, we have a sequential station. We have here first the loading platform for the products, first the liquid station, and then the solid station for heavy oil residue and polymer, respectively. And then here we have the unloading station for the oil. So apart from that, really nothing special. I think I kept it a bit more open and more accessible than prior factories. Also pipeless, as you can see. I think I was running out of the copper sheets. And yeah, I'm still working on this one here. This is a work in progress. And really also not going to be so much different from all the other factories that I've built. Nevertheless, it has a little bit of new stuff. For example, I found that making this hypertube here would be a great idea to use transport up to this level. I might even make another one, a second one to go further up to the actual factory level, but I'm not sure about that. As you can see, we also have these new walkway systems, although maybe they're not new, I've just always hidden them, but since I will not be able to close this one off entirely, I just use this way. Also, the available space is less than what we're used to, because we only have 7 foundations worth of space. Up there are the refineries. I think we can quickly go up there as well. But one thing that I want to make different here, especially, is the storage system for fluids and for the solids, the products. What I was doing is I created already a roof for this one here, since there will be a second level of factory above it. And what I wanted to do is to create a tower of storages all the way to the top there, so that we could store as much liquid and as much solids as possible in order to keep producing. Because the thing is, with refineries, if one of the outputs is blocked, the whole production will be stopped. And I will eventually also be needing a sink somewhere. I don't know whether I want to incorporate a sink in this level here, because honestly I also don't know exactly where I should put it, because it's rather spacious. So maybe it's going to be like an addition downstairs somewhere. I don't know. But I will need a sink for at least the solids. So because I think the solids are worth less than the heavy oil residue, or I'm going to use less. I don't know yet. I will see how it turns out, where it's needed, and do it later. So yeah, let's have a look up here quickly. It's really same old as before, with a row of, I think, 7 refineries. Yeah, this is that. I also have this one already in place to walk through here. And as you saw already from downstairs, I have these areas for the water supply and solid supply. It's just more accessible, and I don't know why I didn't do this before, because it's really, really easy to do it. Maybe it's just from the size aspects that I didn't do it so far. But yeah, this is it so far. I think I'm also always still improving. With every time I build a factory, I do something new, something better, probably also something worse. I will find out. But yeah, I will finish this one up. Probably also finish up the next one for making the petroleum coke out of the heavy oil residue. And with that, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me today. Sorry that it took so long for this new episode. And yeah, have fun, have a nice time, and goodbye.